is Renee Tired Goodwin. I'm with my co-host, Betty Smith-Rose. And we bring you this video podcast for our theme 2022, Commit Yourself to Grow Yourself. Betty and I are both children's book authors, and we enjoy writing and telling stories, and we like to try to help each other and help others with things that come to our mind that we think are beneficial to share.
Right, because this is helping us along the way too.
Exactly. So today we're going to talk about you are worth it. And with our Commit Yourself to Grow Yourself, we talk about, promising in a dedicated long-term process to commit and to try to grow, to increase, to develop. And so it came to mind the other day, you are worth it. And we're talking about your being, your time, your person, your
essence, who you are.
Yeah, exactly. Is very important, and sometimes that gets lost, especially like we're talking about devoted time for you, because when you get into a relationship, a family situation,
even just getting out of college or
college, career,
starting a new job or something,
first child, all of that can be so demanding and take away that your time, and before you know it, you've really kind of lose yourself.
Yeah, and you get too stressed out, which is the frame of mind I've been in all week long, just too stressed out. And normally, Renee and I do our video podcast at almost the same time at 11 every Friday morning. And she asked me what would I prefer today, and I said I'd rather go with 1 o'clock today, because I knew I needed that time, because again, it had just been so stressful this week. And I was just like staring in the mirror this morning going, who are you? What's my name?
Exactly.
And where am I supposed to be? And so I just needed those couple hours just to kind of refresh.
And it's so easy to lose that, and like we'll talk about later on, it's actually a trained behavior. So everyone around you, not so much trained like in animal training, but kind of similar.
Conditioning.
And yes, so we thought
Let's
conditioning
use that.
would be a
Conditioning.
better word.
Use one of Pavlov's words.
Because we've shared stories where we'll be in the middle of something that's very important to us, whether it's we're right in the middle of the ending of one of our books,
yeah,
or trying to think of the illustrations for the book, or actually a contract for the next book,
or cook dinner.
Yeah,
Anything.
And then all of a sudden everybody needs you.
Yes.
And
right then, it's urgent.
Yes,
it's urgent to them.
Everything has to stop.
Yeah.
Or like, sometimes my husband will come home and it's like all my stuff has to stop, and I'm like, oh, okay, and then like it's probably like a day and a half later do I get to pick it up
Before you get to pick it up again.
Yeah.
I know, that's what's bad, because sometimes you can lose the whole ending to the story, or the emotional part you were trying to write in, and you go back and read it, and it doesn't sound like romance, it sounds like anything but.
And with my 65-year-old brain, I can't sometimes remember, what shirt I had on yesterday.
I cannot, believe me, I give up even trying anymore.
And so if I didn't write the title of that book down that came into my mind, it probably is never going to be a title of one of my books.
Exactly, I'm the same way.
Because I got interrupted. So devoted time for you is very important. And we talk about you deserve that time. Because not everyone else is going to come to you, whether it's your husband, your children, your best friend.
You're always going to have demands on your time.
Right. And they're going to think that whatever they need at that time is of utmost importance.
Yes.
And I'm sure it is. However, so is yours.
We are for it too.
Yes, we are. But we lose sight of that. We were telling a story earlier today about when my children were very young. One of my family members was sitting there counting, and within like 5 minutes, how many times my children had said, "Mom, Mom, Mom, Mom," and I just, responded, "Yes, yes, yes," like.
That's what we are trained to do.
And it's like, duh, 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 so actually I allowed them to train me instead of vice versa, which was a huge mistake. Because now, 24, 25 years later,
You're still doing it.
I'm
Yes.
still trained.
Yes, exactly.
Mom, yes, honey, yes, honey.
That doesn't go away. Mine are in their 40s, by the way.
Oh, no, baby, don't tell me that.
Well, mine they're a little more mature than yours are probably, so I don't get the mom quite as much.
I don't know. I still get the dirty clothes coming back.
No, I'm past that.
But also, we were talking about, but to make this all happen, you've got to speak up and hold your ground.
Yes,
Now, that's the hard
you need
part.
to say, I'm going in my office for the next 2 hours. Do not bother me at all.
But where we get in trouble is that you and I both have soft hearts.
Yes.
And so we feel for everybody's needs. And that's what gets us in these predicaments.
It does, but with women in particular, I
Exactly,
think we're
women.
nurturing by nature and used to
Absolutely,
taking
yeah.
care of others' needs, which are good traits, good qualities, but not to the extent that
But
we're
it
not
takes
taking
away
care of
your own
ourselves.
being. Exactly.
Right, and I've tried this week in particular, just trying to please too many people all at one time. And it's not supposed to be to where you end up frazzled by the end of the week to where you don't even feel like getting out of bed the next day. That's not right. So,
And even, it doesn't have to be people, it can be pets.
yes, we both have 2 pets each.
They can take over your life if you allow that too. But so, like we were talking about, speak up. So, like, I have to remember, I have to look at my calendar, but I have to speak up and say, everyone, Mama has a webinar tomorrow night from 6 to 7, okay?
Yeah.
So, you're on your own for dinner, and, I need to be listening between 6 and 7, no dogs barking.
Yeah. Good luck with that one. Well, my husband and I, we keep a calendar on the bar in the kitchen.
Oh, that's good.
And so we write our doctor's appointments on it, or if we're going out to dinner with a certain couple, or if we're going somewhere for that weekend, or if I'm going to be in my office from 7 to 9, or you're going to have the webinar or whatever. And sometimes when he asks me, what are we doing this evening? I'll just say, I don't know, go look at the calendar. Because sometimes I really may not look at it until 5 o'clock to see what we're doing the rest of the day. I try not to wait that late, but usually I look at it the beginning of the week and then every couple days. And sometimes we have more to do than others, but he has also learned to go look at the calendar.
That's good.
And so that helps us.
Well, I'm always having to remember my calendar and my husband's calendar. And so last week, oh my gosh, on Thursday night, he had a 6 o'clock. Well, he's just learning how to Zoom, okay?
Oh, okay.
He's just usually done the dial-up, okay? And so, Renee, my Zoom will be over by 7 o'clock when yours starts. I'm like, okay, I bought that, yes, duh. So sure enough, he's in the air conditioning in the office with his Zoom. Still now it's 7:30 going on 8.
Oh my God.
I'm outside trying to do my Zoom
In the heat.
in the heat on my phone, and my phone is down to 1%. And I have to plug in and try to keep the thing going. I'm like,
okay, y'all are going to have a conversation before the next one.
we need to have one calendar.
Yes, you do. Well, that's what we do. We keep the calendar
You just
on
taught
the
me a
bar.
good lesson.
Yeah,
buddy.
and if you write down whatever's on there, and so we keep up with each other's appointments. I don't know when his next doctor's appointment is, and he didn't know when mine is. We don't. Unless it's written down.
Right.
So it works for us.
Yeah, but I have to say, my husband's in the medical profession, and I wish calendars worked. You know what I'm saying?
He's always on call.
Yeah, something's always happening, but that's okay. 30 years, I've learned to deal with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's another. Speak up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, speak up, Renee. I get you to speak up. But and like we said, you know, you can speak up, hold your ground. You know, it can be done. You can do it kindly and
Yes.
considerately.
But if we don't, you know, it's our families will suffer because we're suffering.
Right.
If we don't,
Because you don't have
we cannot be the best version of ourselves if we're not devoting some time to taking care of ourselves.
Yes.
And if we can't take care of our own self, then we certainly can't take care of anyone else.
Right.
And so we need to do that.
Before
Not
you know
just-
it, you could be a zombie.
There you go. That's about where I was this morning.
Right. So respect. So get everyone to respect your time,
And your calendar.
your life, your existence. But it will take time.
It will take time.
But we suggest you hold your ground.
And speaking of time,
Yes, we're out of time today, but we'll wind up to remind you that I write GG Life Lessons Storybook Series books, and you can get them on my website, ggstorybooks.com. And now Betty, she'll tell you about her book and her Facebook page.
yeah, this is Can I Have a Monkey? And I wrote this a few years back, but it's still really popular because it's great for preschoolers. I have a lot of women that get it for baby shower gifts and things like that because it's got 15 sight words in it. And so that's the reason this book still sells really well. So I set up a Facebook page for it recently, and it's just Betty Rose Book.